Today we have one lecture on sampling distribution. Before we start sampling distribution, we have to know some definitions like statistics and parameter. Statistic. What is statistic? Statistic is a statistical measure calculated on the basis of sample observations, which is called a statistic. Example Examples are sample mean, sample standard deviation, and the proportion of defectives observed in the sample, etc. Already we have discussed what is called sample mean and sample standard deviation. Now, next definition is parameter. Parameters is also a statistical measure based on all units in the population is called a parameter. Examples are population mean and population standard deviation, also proportion of defectives in the whole lot, etc. Now let us illustrate the definitions. This is an population. Population has 3 units, 2, 4 and 5. Now let us consider a sample of size 2 from this population, and x1 and x2 may take any value among 2 for 5, because we consider the sample size of 2 under the SRSWR, that is simple random sampling with replacement. Okay, so all possible samples are like this is 2 4 5, so we have 2 4 2 5, 2 4 2 5, then 4 2 4 5, 4 2 4 5, and also 5 2 5 4. So we have all possible combinations we should take. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 samples are there. Now we have to find the sample mean. What is the formula of sample mean? Formula of sample mean is half into x1 plus x2. That is the size, depending on the size of the sample. Since x bar is a function of x1 and x2, therefore sample mean x bar, its possible values should be as follows. X bar equals to, for first sample it is half into 2 plus 4. For the second sample it is half into 2 plus 5. For the third sample it is half into 4 plus 2. Next half into 4 plus 5. Then half into 5 plus 2. And half into 5 plus 4. Similarly, so we have the values of samples like x bar. This value is 3. After calculation we get this value as 7 by 2. This value is 3. This is 9 by 2, 7 by 2, 9 by 2. So similarly, as we calculated the sample mean, similarly we calculate the sample variance, sample standard deviation, and which are the statistic. Now we can calculate population mean. Population mean is, what are the population unit? 2, 4 and 5. So mean should be given by mu. 1/3, 3 is the number of sample, number of population, 1 by 3, 2 plus 4 plus 5. So this is the value of a parameter. Parameter always a fixed value. Why we should call a parameter as a fixed value? Now we can illustrate that one. Why population mean, that is the parameter, is a fixed, and sample mean is a statistic, is a variable. Normally in all sampling techniques, the composition of sample depends only the chance. Chance means probability. Therefore, if many samples of a fixed size are drawn from a given population, that means the group of units constituting the sample also varies from one sample to another sample. Hence, the value of a statistic varies from sample to sample. And this variation in the value of a statistic is called sampling fluctuation. But the parameters remains a constant value. That is, the parameters has no sampling fluctuation. Now we have some conclusion. Usually parameters are unknown and statistics are used as estimate the unknown, that is the parameters. Number 2, the probability distribution of a statistic is called a sampling distribution. You know probability distribution, that means we have the random variable and corresponding probability values. Similarly, probability distribution of sampling distribution means we have also the sample values with respect to the sampling probability values, like that. Therefore, the standard deviation in the sampling distribution called standard error of a statistic. What do you mean by that? The standard deviation in the sampling distribution is called standard error of a statistic. Therefore, since parameter is constant, that is, it has neither a sampling distribution nor a standard error. Thank you.